Hello, friends. Oh, and everybody really. We're going to show what we do for our emergency winter gear for the van. A little late in the season. Changing up a few things. I took out the snowsuit because I got bigger and it didn't. So really, all we have to do is check to make sure this is got everything in it. Check batteries. So we have a pair of boots for Christina. Let's get down to the bottom. We have a pair of boots for me. And an MRE and the second MRE, and I believe these have the heaters. With heater, and we got just a couple glow sticks. Nice, those don't need batteries and they work no matter what the weather. A little light when LEDs first came out. Takes 3 batteries. Has a little hook to hang. As long as that light works, we're good there. Candle. Another candle for light and for a little bit of heat. Now this is a tracksuit, top and pants, kind of like a windbreaker type material. It's not warm at all, but it will block the wind, and adding that to whatever you're wearing will greatly increase how warm you stay. This is a flannel sleeping bag. It's not very thick. It's thin, but it adds. I'm going to be rearranging stuff as I put stuff in here, so everything fits into this container. Ski mask, pair of gloves. These keep hands very, very warm, along with these. And cover for Christina, baklava. And then I'm just going to add a spare winter coat. Oh, I forgot Christina's boots. Whoops, sorry, kiddo. And if we're, depending on what we're doing, we'll be, sometimes we're wearing boots, sometimes we're not. All depends on what we're doing. If we're going shopping, let's turn it this way so it fits better. We're not going to be wearing boots. And then here's a few, add some more things that we put in the van. Or cycle through. This is a reusable hand warmer. I'm sure some of you have seen those. You use it, puts out some heat, and when it's done and cooled off, you can just boil it for like 10 minutes, and it melts, and you can use it all over again. I do not have this in the van or in the pack because it will crystallize or and use itself up if it gets too cold. There's another one in here, and I have it in this container with a rag so that I can, we always have bottled water. I can add water to here, and I then have a warm, wet rag to clean up whatever we need to, because we eat in the van. So these I will bring with us. I'll pack, bring out to the van separate if we're going on a longer trip. And now also on the longer trip, make sure I got this turned right. Is a sometimes you have to have that defrost on the whole trip, and that gets really warm on the eyes, and it gets very dry, very dry in the van. So I have a USB powered humidifier. I use distilled water. I do not leave this in the van because I don't want it to freeze. And often, like now, the van hasn't been driven in 3 days. But now next week we'll be gone every day. So this power bank is like, I don't know, 2,000 or 4,000 milliamp hours, and is more than enough to power this for 2 trips. Going to the hospital, so that would be 2, 4, 6, so at least 8 hours. And a couple times I've left it on while we were in the hospital at the doctor's appointments, and it kept going. But wherever you have it setting, it will collect moisture on that spot and get very wet. Like one of the times I had it in the back, and it was blowing on the seatbelt up a little bit, and the seatbelt got in that area got very wet. But this is very helpful on the longer trips. The second button does the intermittent, then another one to turn it off. Then I bring this in the house, charge this up, and refill this if needed. And that fill should be at least 2 trips. Now on the other, we just picked up this is a little 400 watt electric heater. I'm trying to not run the van while we are parked having our cheeseburgers after a doctor's appointment. So we got this, and let's open this up. Now this is also not something that can be kept in the van. We have the Anker Solix C800. Now this is a little over 700 watt hour battery, and so we should be able to plug this in, and it should run this for at least an hour and a half, which would be more than enough for what we need. And then also, if needed, I could actually run the humidifier off of this with the USB ports. This and on. This is trying to connect to Wi-Fi. So here to turn on your inverter, here to turn on your 12 volt. This is for your Wi-Fi, because we can turn that off. We don't need that on. And this will run our fan while we are sitting in the van having our cheeseburgers. Turn on the inverter. Oh. It doesn't take long to get warm. And I think this will be more than enough to keep the van warm while we're eating, so I don't have to, it's getting hot, so I don't have to keep the van running. We usually stop for lunch after the doctor's appointments, and then when we're done eating, we'll give Christina her afternoon meds. Then we head for home, and this will, that's blowing some nice air. That should be more than enough. And turn that off. So Anker Solix C800. We have the C1000 with a spare battery for the refrigerator for backup. And on our trip for Christina's last surgery, we took that with to make mashed potatoes in the van, and that worked very well. But that was a little bit large of a unit, so I wanted to go a little bit smaller. Any smaller than this, and I don't have enough power for the water kettle, so this should be just right. I think that covers just about everything. What do you think, kid? All right. Have a good day.